How you, Mike? How you doing? It's 11:03 EST, time for you and me to talk about what's going on here. How you doing, brother?
Okay, Coach. Do you know what I mean? Just like repositioning. If you didn't make the money now, I would start developing more of a macro plan and trying to roll the dice. I'm sure with your segue in a moment and going to say why. So I'm kind
Okay.
of want to listen to what you think before and after.
All
Now,
right. Well,
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. Well, you were talking about heavy put selling in TLT, so I thought we'd talk about this here. Because, I've been talking about for weeks, we need closes back above the wedge line technically to get a buy signal. And I posted in the room that I didn't trust it because it did yesterday close. You look at it daily and look, you had a close above it, but it looks incomplete to me, like there's another low coming. And I didn't want to take big positions in front of the refunding and the Fed and the NFP. And I didn't know it was going to be the employment cost index to drive it down one more
Yeah.
time, but I just wanted to. So if people are selling puts, we'll explain it to the audience. That means that they think the market's going to stop going down, maybe rally, but at least move sideways for them to collect the premium on the puts they sold, right?
Well
So
articulated.
that's
Perfect.
and they could be early, like everyone else, but they could be right. So
Coach, they
I'm
were going longer term a little bit. They weren't buying into the number. You know how we
okay.
use this term? They were willing to maybe be wrong a little bit just to get in, being right later. This is one of those trades. Not saying that's going to come to fruition. That's how they're playing it.
Well, I mean, look, they were right about Apple, and we talked about Apple last week, and it's not like I'm an anti-Kramer, and
No,
I own
no.
the mutual fund that takes the opposite position of him on his shows. But I
They did
felt
away
like
with that, but
there was some exhaustion here. We broke down under 68 with no follow through. I don't know what to do with it right now. I think it's got one of the best patterns out there, from the worst to the strongest. Because I look at the market, Mike, and I think this rally's on borrowed time. Um,
okay.
I I went to try and look for groups that look good to me technically, and I mean different sectors all over the place. It looks like the XLF has peaked with divergence. That's been the strength, along with copper stocks that look like they're going to correct. I looked at things like deer and cat, and man, deer looks ugly. And I don't have to talk about the Mag 7. There's a lot of big gaps and broken stocks in
I'm
the
not
Mag
talking you out of
7.
any of these things, Coach. They're all valid. Listen, there are. You could. I'm sorry to cut you off. You could
That's
keep
right.
going. There's more negatives than positive.
Yeah, so
So I'm sorry to cut you off on the main
and,
ones.
and even the
Yeah,
oil,
sure.
Mike. I mean, oil's been strong, and the oils are. I looked at the oils; they look like they could still correct. And how about this? Even the miners look like they could finally correct. So and a lot of it is this, the yields. We talked about TLT, but it's also this. And I posed a question earlier, and the question is, why is the Dixie letting people build a short position for 3 weeks? And my answer is, I asked myself that because I think people are trying to trade the contrarian trade right now, is to be
That does.
short the
I don't know
dollar.
about that one.
But I think this is going to new highs
Oh,
to shake them out. So stronger dollar should also, kind of be a headwind for a lot of things.
they gave him outs too. If
Yeah.
you didn't get out, if they didn't take the outs, you're in trouble now.
Yeah. So anyway, they'll go for these stops, in my opinion. I talked about it in yesterday's video, but I do have a special situation that people don't talk about. You have to be an old timer to even remember it,
Natural
which,
gas, the Widowmaker,
no,
which I'm building
platinum,
in.
platinum. Okay. So
Oh, all right.
platinum had a huge day yesterday. It was up $40, and it's been weak compared to gold. I mean, it's done nothing compared to gold. But I just want to let people know, if they look at history, platinum used to trade at $1,000 premium to gold. Now it's trading at a $1,300 discount. So yesterday, when platinum was up 40, gold was up about 5.
Uh-huh.
So even on a down day, gold is down 40 and platinum's down half as much. So what I'm talking about is a long platinum, short gold trade to take advantage of the future inflation. And it's kind of a reversion trade. It's big money if they just get back to parity, trade together, rather than going back to platinum being at a premium or at least a correction. So I like long platinum, short gold for a spread trade in the precious metals. And I want to know what you're seeing. The title of this. Let's start there. Okay, Mike. I had people make fun of me. Now they use it. They go, good turnaround Tuesday, everybody. When I
Like
used to
you
say,
made up turnaround. Did you actually say that you coined turnaround Tuesday?
no, I didn't coin it.
Oh,
No, no, but I've seen the pattern. I mean, the pattern is however you close Friday, if it's a strong close, you can expect follow through on Monday with a potential reversal on Tuesday. And I'm not saying it happens every week, but I've seen enough of them to pay attention to that possibility. Do you believe in turnaround Tuesdays?
the majority. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, I
The
mean,
answer is
you're
yeah.
a veteran.
Gun to my, if I had yes and no flat out, yeah, I do.
Okay, so you're a veteran, so you've witnessed that pattern a lot.
I have.
Okay,
I'm
so
not trying to fight
anyway,
it. I sometimes, it's like the day after Thanksgiving's bullish, that type of thing.
okay, all right. So we're selling off pretty
Or how
good.
about this?
Uh,
Sell in May and go away as we approach the last day of the month
yeah,
into a Fed meeting.
I think that's what people are thinking. Um, and if it's only a correction, I'll tell you something right now. I'm getting a lot of agreement now that I didn't get when I did the anatomy of a correction, which is going to be out on our YouTube channel.
Yes, it is.
It was a show you and I did, and it was here after this big down day. And I had the weekly reversals and everything. So, you know, S&Ps, a lot of people are in agreement that even me. So you know how bearish I've been and wrong for a while, looking for a major top, and something really big from last October's lows,
Oh, it's
retracements.
horrible.
But it even has me saying it's only going to be a correction now. Do you get my point?
Yes, I do.
Where it could turn out to be something major. So how does it turn into something major? I would say it's already given like weekly signals, but a big signal I think would be closing back under the 22 high
48
of
and change.
40.
48.50 was the, all right.
Yeah, 48.20, something like that. That would not be a good sign. And it could do that if you just do this fib. So you take it from the high, what was it, 52, 84, 49,
I sprung a leak.
30. So 350. So from wherever we top, if you get 1.618 of this, 350, 180, to be about 550 points. So I mean, if this is it, that would take the market under the breakout. Maybe it'll still be a buying opportunity, but it's more like 4,700, 4,600 for this correction, which would really shake up, I think, a lot of people. And you have some weekly moving averages coming in like 46.40. Um, anyway, uh, the market looks like we're,
I think the Bulls are more complete. I think the Bulls are not licking their chops yet for this pullback,
yeah,
and I think the Bears are.
gonna,
I think they have a better chance than the Bulls at this point than they have in some time.
yeah, okay.
I don't know how to
And
articulate.
no, I think that's a great way. They're going to press their advantage. So if that's true, and we're going to have that kind of wave in S&Ps, we could have a powerful wave and a breakout over 21 next time that could give you 28, 30 VIX. So,
I'm getting hurt now.
yeah, but
Bitcoin, you know what? Bitcoin has, do you remember, this is from, I watched the Jesus feed. You know, I follow that feed. And last time Yellen had that treasury auction, it was the
okay.
same day as the Fed meeting, was really the driver. And Bitcoin actually, if you see what Bitcoin did the day before the last meeting, it had a nice, now it's doing the opposite.
Okay.
Uh, and I'm telling you that's cause for concern. I'm not saying I'm a bit,
Well,
call
I
it what it
mean,
is.
you know what you have?
That's cause for concern.
That's a descending triangle in Bitcoin. Okay. I mean, it's out of Edwards and McGee. I didn't make it up. So Edwards and McGee's, their book's been around, I don't know, 70 years, 60 years. And so these formations were around before the Beatles, if any of you millennials know who the Beatles are. Anyway, this is a $1,200, $1,300 formation. So on a breakdown, that's going to give you about 48,000, 47,000. So it kind of looks like gravity is gotten hold of everything here. That's the way I see it. Are
They're
there
starting
and
here. They're starting to the act. They're taking news negatively. Tesla did a hell of a squeeze, but you know what? It's
yeah,
down. You know, GDX. You know what
okay.
I mean?
I'm glad
FC.
you I'm glad you asked me about GDX because
Yeah,
because I'm a little conflicted between that
I'm
the
not.
metals are
Sorry.
almost at my correction points, like 2200 gold, 2250, and 26 silver. But GDX, unless it doesn't, I'm thinking that we're going to have a chance to buy it halfway back here at 3071, maybe as deep as 29 and a half. But silver's almost at that breakout point. So I have to think that the miners are going to suffer just being stocks. Not only that gold is not going up, but that they're stocks. You sell what you have to, and people have gains in them. So, because, the metals themselves, silver's almost at its breakout point
You know
down
what,
here.
Coach? It was a mistake of me, regardless of what the symbol was, came up on my queries, if you will, that I didn't have AGQ short. Look at that. Can you punch that up? You have that? How I didn't have this short, it's upsetting me. I don't care what the symbol is.
Yeah.
You'll agree.
Well, yeah. It's a silver stock.
Yeah, it's a triple ETF for silver.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't
Got
care
it.
if they made widgets. And I missed this. This was a pure play.
Yeah. Wow.
Short.
Gaps.
I
Gaps
can't
too.
believe it.
Might go to 28.
Net, that trade works.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, this is great news for people that missed the first wave in the miners. So it's going to take this kind of liquidation move across the board to drive them down into corrective territory. I'm not expecting new lows on any of these. There's an exception or two that could make new lows, but the majority will put in. I think this is just corrective, and it's a buying opportunity. This is a wave two pullback, is my guess, and that the money wave is after this correction concludes and we start heading up again. So, you know, keep some powder dry for things you want to buy. And
May I
I
show my
think,
screen? You're right. May I
yeah,
show
yeah,
my
go
screen,
ahead.
Coach? Just
Yeah,
for
go
just to
ahead.
show a couple of charts. Like
No,
it was,
no,
you reminded me as in your close. Thank
go
you.
ahead. Yeah,
All right. So listen, is the consumer dead? I don't know. Like, for example, here's my chart. Okay. New share, maybe you should. All right. Here's McDonald's. McDonald's reported today. They put it in the hole. McDonald's, the low was 262, currently
that's right.
277. Does this mean McDonald's is reversing? I'm not sure yet. It needs some time. Actually, I am sure. I could dissertate about this chart for an hour. And Coach and I could debate it.
I mean, you buy it, you're wrong under today's low. It's pretty defined.
Exactly. I'm saying it's range. So McDonald's, and they took up Eat, another Brinker International. There's another stock they're going to. How about PayPal reported today? They had a nice earnings, but then they sold that on the gap up. I want MGM. I'm short nicely. This right here. MGM is, you know what, obviously MGM. Here's the chart on
Yeah,
Las Vegas. Same
yeah.
thing, LVS. Here's the chart on Caesars in the group, which is getting
They,
pounded with puts. So MGM
okay,
to me is a no-brainer short. And you know what? The market,
nice.
like I said, there's my 200 day. I went to the weekly. I think it go, if it was under the 200 day in the weekly, it'd be way more aggressive. But this is something that's also going down as well. They're taking stocks up like ATI, makes industrial parts. Things are over there. Uh, DJT, the speculative Donald Trump SPAC, which by the
Yeah,
way has traded 5 million shares since
yeah,
in 2 weeks has gone from 22 to 50. And we talked about this. You actually
yeah,
liked it here.
yeah. You
Uh,
did.
Stocks like THC, the hospital stock looks nice. Right here. Forget my uh
Would you consider this like a defensive play,
I
a
do. And
hospital stock?
that's what it
Okay.
made me think of it, that you didn't think the world was going to fall apart, that maybe that pullback, the 48 and change, if you will, might be a little bit more um, healthier and balanced because there are other places to go do on these pullbacks.
Yeah, there's always something out
Well,
there.
there's a little bit more red on the screen that there has been. Look, for example, let's look at something that looks bearish, and we both agree on this. You don't have to be that big of a chart as Caterpillar. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I mean, that's not a,
that's going to that green moving average.
well, that's right. That's emblematic of what's
Yeah,
going on.
that's China a little bit too, don't you think? They buy a lot
Yes,
of
I
that
do.
stuff.
Amazon, okay, it holds. So many
Yeah,
China
well,
stocks are
it's
holding.
got earning. It's got
JD, by
earnings.
the way, yes, true.
Yeah,
JD is coming down, just taking calls right here. JD earnings, they're buying China. Like you said, if don't be the China stocks aren't the best trading, but these are coming down to buy points. China
yeah,
stocks, these have gone up as the market's pulled back. Let's look at BABA. All right, that's under the 200 day, but JD has been acting stronger above the 200 day taking earnings. I'm not saying it's a play into earnings, but because they're buying a little bit outwards, they're willing to
yeah,
say, I might not be right. That's something I'm going to remember. Maybe it's not 4% that day or it goes to 200 day. I'm not saying I'm going to start building a position in the fund, but it's certainly going to be tradable because it's got pricing range and action. CCJ, all those calls unwind out of earnings now.
yeah. That looks lousy.
CCJ all of a sudden basically 51 to
That's it for you.
45.
Yeah, it's going to take out that low from a month ago or a week,
But the
2 weeks
problem
ago.
here is, coach, everybody that has been piling into the calls, they got to unwind.
Yeah, I think it'll take out 40.
Let's look at Goldman. All right.
It's
Goldman, like Apple. They're trying to
divergent.
buy
Yeah.
anything that has earnings and anything that's earned. Philip Morris, I'm in the fund. I'm buying more of. Not going to lie.
Okay. I'll buy a pack. Let's look at XLF so people could see what I mean and the
I shorted
financial set.
Citibank this morning. Look at
Yeah,
XLF.
yeah, it doesn't look good.
I
It's
shorted Citi this
still
morning. They shook me out.
okay. That looks better. The XLF is a kind of a negative picture. Yeah.
XLF, you're right. Obviously,
Look at
regionals.
that divergence. I mean, it's glaring. You don't have to put your cursor up to get a reading. I renamed the RSI.
What is that?
The RSI? You
Yeah,
have
what
it
did you
on your.
rename it?
Oh, the real simple implicator
Okay.
by what it implies.
Well, that's why
Like
people ask me, why do I use the exponential or the simple moving averages? I say the simple moving average, and they say, why? I says, because it's simple.
yeah, I'm a Forrest Gump type guy. All right, so are they back at any sweeps giving you tells into, the news we have coming up?
Uh,
Do you notice that there really aren't, even during corrective periods, because we've had a bull market for so long, um, that there are never a lot of puts bought?
there were a lot of what?
There really are never a lot of puts bought unless we've
Uh,
been going down for a long time, right?
Well, yeah, it's like the proud, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face type of thing.
Yeah, that doesn't look great. The semis still don't look great to
They're
me.
going into FXI still. China,
Okay,
bearish on
okay,
Bitcoin. Okay, basic. This is Jesus. He'll paraphrase it, and this was a little once again not picking up any specific theme or sector in play. All right, so
okay.
regardless if we have the Fed tomorrow or earnings, which I believe is AMD and everybody, Apple
Yeah,
Friday, Thursday, don't force it. They're not forcing it. Why should you? No matter what's going on. Mostly just
Microsoft
random.
puts.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's BX? Bearish wise guy action.
Blackstone. You might be familiar with the
Oh,
company.
I think I've heard of the landlord of America.
There you go. This is the bifurcated market. We'll leave it this right on my the feed. You could
Okay,
probably shut off if you want here, Coach.
okay.
Meta, Apple, MU, Uber, Green, SMCI, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Netflix. You can read red. So why is Meta, Apple, and MU up? MU shouldn't be up with Nvidia and SMCI. So what are you going to do? Nobody knows yet.
Yeah.
Cyclicals have semis having a good. You know what? This says to me, I follow, Coach. I'm not here to. I'm not a leader right into this thing. So I'm going to stop. That
Yeah,
reposition. That people are. You know what that says to me? People are off sides a little bit.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah. Well, that's what TLT is saying too. I mean, we've gone from, looking for 6 cuts to now looking for none. So they're probably on the other side too much now.
I
Um,
was my next words out of my mouth is basically because these credit default swaps that we follow and everybody should, and if you don't,
are they
it's
widening, Mike?
no, they're not.
Okay.
And that
So
means
there's,
that the yellow that maybe that the Fed isn't that going to be that important.
yeah,
But
it
Yellen
might,
might be. So
yeah,
the bottom line is what we're seeing now is like I put on yesterday's video, avoid crowded selling and repositioning. There is concern about a little liquidity backdrop, and everybody understands that a illiquid backdrop might happen. It's only if it stays that way, Coach. You know what I mean?
yeah. I pull up the chart, one more chart. I want to wrap it with it because this is a little bit of a shift too. It's an ETF HYG, which
Oh, I
is
know it very well. It's like LQD.
yeah, but only it's junk.
Right.
Okay, so it has been really outperforming treasuries,
Yeah.
sovereigns, and corporate and LQD. And I'm looking at this action right now, and it's showing some stress. It's down more than TLT. Um, I mean, this was, it to me it looks negative. So the problem's going to come with junk is they're rolling over their debt next year, which isn't that far away anymore. And some of the, regional banks having issues again. So junk does not look good to me. You get a higher yield in junk, and people were buying junk almost like they believed more in the repayment of the coupon more than they believe in the repayment of the coupon on sovereign. So
I think I
I
cheated that day in class on that test, Coach, but I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
but you know, the last exam I took, we had to write an essay, and the
Yeah.
question from the professor was, what is worse, ignorance or apathy? What do you think?
What was the second one?
Ignorance or apathy?
Apathy?
Yeah,
Ignorance.
wrong answer. The right answer what I gave was, I don't know and I don't care.
Okay.
Aced it.
By the way, I knew it was the odds of me
I'm
getting
kidding.
that question right was zero. I knew there was not a flat answer.
That's a
A or
joke.
B. It wasn't A or B. I
Oh,
knew.
look at that. Now there's a nice reverse. That's a short right here.
Coach,
What
I
is
just
it?
wrote it down. Listen, I just wrote it down with a star. Beaten.
Oh, okay.
I swear to God, that's why it's up. I
All
love
right.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, that could really give way.
Oh,
All right. All right.
That
Nice
goes
way to
what
lead. All right, so Mike's tilting a little bit towards taking advantage of this liquidation break now, I think. So you know, Mike, if they people want you to handle some money for them, how'd they get a hold of you?
right here, coach. It doesn't matter who or what you are. We do the same test in the Lewis. Right here. It doesn't matter if
Okay,
there's 1 or 1,000 people watching. Everybody's the same. As a matter of
okay,
fact, we took anybody's money, any money that I do. I have two funds. One is a major trade view fund, if you will, and another is an active managing account, which is quite healthy, and I'm very blessed with. Not to bring up religion,
okay.
but the active account, my mom is in it. TradeView members are in it. It's all in the same thing. This does everybody just spreads out. Uh, Everybody's in the same pool.
And how do you define risk on it? Do you have like a maximum drawdown that
No,
you
but I
won't?
will say this: the more experienced you are in the markets, the better. The more I want, the better we'll get along.
Okay,
Because even Bank of America could be down 10% when suppose they have a stop loss one day in the account of 12%, coach.
yeah,
Bank of America could open down 10%. And that somebody's
yeah,
gonna stop me out because of Bank of America?
yeah.
God forbid something like Skechers. So the more experienced you are, and I'm blessed this way, the more like if there's chaos, the more money I take in. At least
Okay,
short term.
yeah, I would say I don't know about retirement money, but spec money is kind of your arena because of the kind of trading that you do.
And
You're,
it is. And I
you
don't trade
spec.
options. I don't trade a lot of
Yeah.
pennies. I don't trade penny stocks. It's just I'm in the app. I'm in Apple. I'm in GDX. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in PayPal. I posted last week. Good traders run towards the volatility. Bad traders avoid it. That's by Steve
Okay.
Burns. You might have heard of him. I'll repost it.
Oh yeah. 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 I know. I know. Okay. Well, good session. Lots of ideas. Platinum, gold. Miners. What the S&Ps might do. Your ideas of showing stocks that are performing, even in a bad tape. Your acknowledgement of more red than green on the screen.
There
And
is.
pulling up some short candidates right at the close. Looks like we're getting near fear here, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's the one that one above is where I said I don't trust this close. In see, so I get some posts in there. One more
Coach
low still
posting
viable.
TLT
Yeah.
20 hours ago. Let's go to one more thing, coach, if we do, okay?
Okay.
Because this is actually what we do. So there's the two things we do best. Live, I do live. You got to be, live and coach with the YouTube channel. We almost got 5,000 subscribers. There's coach. There you go. 420, 425 views.
Higher yield
And
pressure.
just let me give you an example. Bear with me. I found the only subscribe that I'm on to is this one. Only one of the thousands. They offer me free subscriptions is this. Let me give you an example, coach. No disrespect to the Jesus feed. Okay. Here we go. Ready? He does one of the only 109 viewers the last time he posted. You
Is
see
this
that?
is and this is free, right?
Yeah.
Or it's paid
100
views.
no, this is
Free.
US, 100 US a month.
Oh, okay. This is 100 a month. Okay. All right. Well,
109
that's why. I
viewers.
mean, if it was free, you'd have thousands.
Yeah, he's very good.
Anyway, um, you know, but yeah, people are used to, I want to talk about this free stuff. Okay. And it's okay to get things for free, but it's almost like a farmer who never plants new seed. And he's always out reaping the harvest and, not taking care of the soil. And you take care of the soil by putting something in to it, a seed, plant seeds. You plant seeds when you're not just trying to get over on people all the time. When you do a nice thing, when you see someone's work and feel that, I'm not just going to try and snark them. They deserve to be paid. They're good. They work hard. And then it comes back to you. I mean, if you're not paying others, don't expect to get paid. Okay? You reap what you sow. You could call it karma. I don't care what you call it. It's a universal law.
Well, you should call it karma. It's big in trading.
Oh,
It's big, more important in numbers.
yeah. I'm just saying that, it's good to give too, not just take. So, anyway, and I understand it. I've
Well,
had
just
my taker days.
yeah,
So, I try and give.
well
It's
put.
it's a paradigm shift. So, but you'll enjoy your life more instead of worrying about every dollar you spend. So, if you're speculating in the markets, don't worry. You really shouldn't have too much fear about money, or
No,
you won't be able to do
that's
this.
why I'm blessed to be non-emotional.
Yeah.
Well, coach, listen, if I really realized what I was doing, I'm having $200,000-300,000 swings a day.
Yeah. But it's still easier than your neighbor who goes at the speed of,
The guy flies a, what do they call a stealth bomber.
yeah, in the metal tube,
He's got
going at the,
in a metal tube, probably as wide as my Tony Pistachio, and
yeah,
he's breaking the sound barrier. But that's okay,
yeah,
no problem. All right,
yeah,
largest stocks to report after earnings today. Don't get caught on the wrong side, because if the Fed gets if you gamble and you're on the wrong side of the trade, then you're on the wrong side of the Fed. God forbid. Here we go. Amazon, AMD, Starbucks, SMCI. Oh my God, Coach.
yeah. You know
Thank
what? This reminds me of roulette because it's so binary. At least for the first 10 minutes, you could react to after earnings, but I mean,
Oh, I
just
do. I
trying
can't
to,
wait.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Good
Thanks, Coach.
session, man. Covered a lot of ground. A
Yeah, we did.
lot of ground.
And if you want to, this is just a small part of what we do. Go on the YouTube channel. We have thousands of videos now. I encourage it because we'll do better the next time. But this is not our, the first isn't the best. Secondly, the go back and get used to what we're
Yeah,
doing. Well,
don't worry about up or down. We'll let you know.
yeah, there's always another trade. Get used to what we're
Don't
doing.
worry about up or down in the markets. I don't care. I'll be low. I could be bullish. I could be bearish. Just keep an open mind. It'll keep your account open. And nice session, Mike. Thanks for your time today.
You too, Coach. Thanks for leading.
All right. Good
Cheers,
hunting.
everyone. Be in the room.
Adios. See you, man.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Alexis.